to the Texas Consilium Award of Excellence interview. I'm Michael Yorba, chairman of Advanced Community Fund, doing the interview for the Texas Consilium. And my guest today is Tammi Carter. She's the CEO of E4D Technologies. Tammi, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations on your nomination for the Texas Consilium Excellence Award. Thanks for taking the time to be here. Let's start with you. Tell us about yourself and your business.
Well, the business is probably more interesting than myself, but I have been in manufacturing for, well, probably hard to admit, but more than 20 years. And I spent most of my career actually working in the EMS contract world, where we were helping other people bring their products to market. And one of the things that you get to learn in that environment is the importance of continuous improvement, because it is a very competitive space. And so a lot of the things that served me well today were from those years before, of really learning how to always look at everything with the eye of how do you make it just a little bit better quality, better price, faster. And you know, sometimes those are hard lessons, but you realize later on they really propel you forward and allow you to do things that you otherwise wouldn't. It changes your thinking. I was having a conversation just earlier today with people about how the situation right now with the coronavirus is forcing us to rapidly innovate in a way. When you have a mindset of continuous improvement and you're always looking for ways to do it better, that sort of helps you when you get into crises like this, because you've already been in this mindset that everything's always up to be improved. Nothing has to stay the way that it was. And so the current business that I'm privileged to lead, we produce medical devices. We're largely a design and manufacturing services company. So we make products for other customers in the medical device space. Our largest customers are in the dental space, but we do have customers in other areas of medical devices. So we get to, we love it because our products literally change the way people live, and our products are sold all over the world. So it's really fun to be part of something that's made right here in Texas and gets to change lives all over the world. One of our largest growing markets is actually China. So it's very fun to be able to develop a product here and know that it's going to make somebody's life better all the way around the globe.
Thank you. That's a good answer, and I really appreciate you taking the time to walk us through that. All right, your vision and your business. Looking forward 5 years or more, what do you want your business to be?
Well, an answer that sometimes shocks people is completely different than it is today. Because if you believe in the spirit, in the mindset of continuous improvement, it should be radically transformed in 5 years. Will we be still doing design and manufacturing services? Absolutely. Do we still want to be servicing customers all over the globe? Absolutely. But hopefully, we should be transformed, because if every day we're looking at our customers, our products, our processes, and how do we make them a little better, it should be radically transformed in 5 years.
Okay. What makes your business special?
The people. And I know that sometimes it's a cliche, but I am super blessed because I have an amazing team. We're only a team of 85 people, so we're not a very large company. But I have a very diverse workforce. I have people that are designing very complex software and writing algorithms that I can't even possibly understand, that have PhDs in physics. And then I have people in production who English isn't their first language. And yet this group acts like one team. One of our values is that you leave your ego at the door, and they truly act like that. They realize that everyone here has an important part to play. So it doesn't matter your title, your role, your education. Everybody believes they make a difference to the company. We counted the other day. I think we have over 10 countries represented in this company of 85 people. So it's very great to have such a diverse group of people that bring their cultural, their educational experiences and help us know how to serve our customers better. I've got an amazing leadership team, and we've got people that have been here since the company started, and we've got people that we hired out of college just last year. So it really creates this very diverse mix that allows us to look at our products, our customers, with very fresh and unique mindset. And so we often, some of our competitors are companies that are 3 and 4 times bigger than we do, and we regularly compete with them. And I think it's because we have this amazing team that knows how to really focus on the main things and gets it done. And we all sit under one roof here in Richardson, Texas. And so it really allows us to collaborate and execute quickly. We can rapidly iterate because we can just gather around a whiteboard and problem solve and go back to doing what we're doing. So I think it's the fact that this team has no silos and they're really all committed to the same thing, is making things better every day. And they come from such great backgrounds and experiences that I really believe that's a very unique thing. And so, although I know a lot of people say people are the difference, it absolutely is what sets us apart from everybody else that we play in the same space.
Now, the Texas Consilium Award is based on business excellence, and the criteria encompass such as customer satisfaction, operational excellence, employee satisfaction, and business performance, and more. Describe how your company exemplifies excellence.
Oh, I think there's probably a couple of areas in that list that particularly stand out for me. The first one is, and we just talked about the people, but we have really powerful employee engagement. And that's important to us for a couple of reasons. First of all, there's a lot of data that says when employees are engaged, the company overall performs better. But it also keeps retention. People want to stay and work for you. And we have great retention here. People like to be here. We compete in some of our high-tech positions with companies much larger than us that have deeper pockets. But we regularly have people that choose to stay because of the culture we have here. We just did an employee satisfaction survey at the end of the year, and overwhelmingly people wanted to stay working here and recommended it as a place to work. And we work hard at that. I think that is one of my primary roles, is to make sure the culture at E4D is a place that is good for employees. But then if you walk through the rest of our processes, we have a strong focus on lean manufacturing. It's obvious when you walk through our factory and the rest of our building. And we don't believe that we've mastered that. Wherever you are in the journey, there is no end to that journey. So you just keep improving on that. For a company of less than 100 people, we have one Six Sigma black belt, someone else that will have their black belt by this summer. We use Six Sigma a lot as we're looking at how to reduce variability in products that we either are developing for customers or manufacturing. So that it really is our DNA. I mentioned earlier, one of our values was we leave our egos at the door, but the other one is that we are completely adverse to status quo. And we just have this mindset that there's always a better way to do it. And so when we have a success, we celebrate it. And then the next day we come back and go, now what do we do to make it just a little bit better? I think a lot of times people think continuous improvement is like these big, huge initiatives. But honestly, it's just baby steps of improvement every day. And then you look back and you realize, look at what we've accomplished. And not because you did one big thing, but you did hundreds of little things every day to just make it a little bit better.
Now, if you're speaking to an audience
I'm not sure I understand.
business leaders wanting to improve their own business leadership and improvement throughout their journeys, what lessons have you learned most you'd like to share?
You first have to work on yourself. You can never stop working on personal improvement. So whether it's reading books, I belong to a CEO peer group where there's people to not only be resources, but to hold you accountable and make sure you don't get blind spots. Sometimes the farther up in an organization you go, the more people tell you what you want to hear. And so it's important that you have people in your life that are real and honest. I think that I think what I just said too is about making sure that your company is a place where people want to be. You can accomplish a lot when you have engaged employees. People come to work wanting to make the world a better place. They don't come to work just for a paycheck. They want to make a difference. So creating a culture where people actually feel like that's something they're empowered to do, you can do amazing things when you just say that that's the culture you're going to have as a company. So spending a lot of time on making sure you have healthy conflict, that the best ideas don't come from one person, they come from a group of people. And it's not always fun to engage in debate and discussion, but ultimately that's how the best ideas get forward, and have a place where that's safe for people and encouraged to attack problems, never people, but problems. And then I think really that spirit of continuous improvement, you just build it into your DNA where every day you're not looking for a big win, you're just looking for a small improvement. I think generally people feel more comfortable with the idea that they can have baby steps to big wins versus this idea that they have to do this major accomplishment in 3 or 5 days. And there's a place for that. But sometimes it's just that mindset that says, look at how you're doing your daily work and what can we do to just make it better, simplify it, reduce waste. And when people get that, they find things you never dreamed about in ways to make improvements. And they're bringing you ideas that had never occurred to you because they're living and doing it every day. They have the best ideas. You just have to make them safe to give you the idea.
Great answer. Tammy, what does your company, E4D, do in the way of corporate citizenship, actually involving themselves in the community?
Well, one of the things I noticed when I came on as CEO is that I had a lot of employees who were already very active in the community and that they were taking their personal PTO days to go volunteer and do work in the community. And as part of that employee engagement and creating a great culture, we realized that one of the things we could do was to actually pay people to take time off to volunteer. So we started providing volunteer time off paid, and we allow people to use that on their own because some people already have, maybe it's their children's school they want to go in and volunteer at, or they have something that they are already involved in. So we wanted them the freedom to do that. But then what we do is every quarter, we actually coordinate a whole team event and people can use their time as a group event. So we've worked on Habitat for Humanity, Feed My Starving Children, food banks, and we'll get a whole group of people out there to work together one day in one of these. And we're trying to always do things that are within our local community where our employees live so that we're really giving back to the community that's been good to us. And it has been amazing. I mean, amazing from the fact that we can tangibly see that we're making a positive impact on the community, but even on the employees, the opportunity to work together. A lot of them work together in different groups than they do at work. And the camaraderie and team that it builds for them, knowing that they're doing something good for someone else. And then we might be a little competitive here. So it often leads to, which team packed more boxes, built the house faster. But that's kind of the whole fun of it is they take the spirit of continuous improvement there is how can we do this better so we can pack more, build faster. And it's really amazing to see how employees react to the opportunity that their company gives them space to actually go into the community and do something positive and powerful for the people they're living with every day.
Thank you for your participation with that. And thank you for participating in the interview with us today. It concludes our portion of the interview that we use publicly. But I'd like to ask a couple of questions that we might better understand your business after this. And thank you all for watching.